I am taking a point of personal privilege. I'm going to be serious for a second. And I'm going to work out some feelings for a second on the internet. And this has nothing to do with socialism. If you don't want to hear it, come back in about 5 minutes. So, I got a message today. Hang on. I got a message today on Twitter that I want to share with you guys. I got a message today on Twitter that said, "Hi, Carlin. I watch most of your stuff on YouTube. I am a silent but big fan. I don't want to be annoying, but I just want to make sure you see my message that Brandon Straka used your video at CPAC. I am watching it right now, but it happened a few hours ago." Really? Oh, really? Oh, really, Brandon? Now, I wasn't expecting to get this message because, to be quite frank, after supporting Brandon Straka and flying all over the country for Brandon Straka every weekend for months and months and months without getting paid really much of anything, and doing fundraising for Brandon Straka, and being quite literally, when Brandon Straka couldn't say anything on social media because he was getting charged with his January 6th stuff, being the person that Brandon Straka would text shit to put out on social media because he couldn't say something, but he always knew that if he texted me, I would say it for him. Being the person who was there from the very beginning, from the point where Brandon Straka got arrested for January 6th, I was one of the only people that was out there saying from the very effing beginning that it was not Brandon's voice on that recording. I traveled with Brandon for 6 months of my life. I know his voice when I hear it. And the government was charging him with saying stuff that he did not say. And I was the one beating the drum out there every single time, unapologetically, saying he did not do what he's being accused of doing. After all that, Brandon Straka's best friend spent months smearing me, defaming me, doxing my friends. And Brandon Straka's best friend is also involved with Walkaway. Brandon Straka's best friend, whenever he and I would be in an event together, and I'm not even going to say that guy's name because he's a walking piece of human garbage, and I refuse to say his name. But Brandon Straka's best friend and I were involved in Walkaway at the same time. Brandon Straka's best friend was jealous that my platform grew when his didn't because he doesn't do anything of value. Brandon Straka's best friend would show up at fundraising events that we were both at and sulk in the fucking corner the entire time because I was there and he didn't want to be around me. And so he would show up at these things in a cutoff jean short and a fucking flannel, sulking in the goddamn corner the entire time, looking like a sullen teenager because he had to be in the same room as me. And then he doxed my friends. He defamed me to millions of people, and Brandon could have stopped it at any time. At any time. Literally all it would have taken to stop Brandon Straka's best friend from defaming me and smearing me publicly and doxing my friends over and over and over and over and over and over and over again and calling me a pedophile over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, was Brandon needed to pick up the fucking phone and call his best friend and demand he cut the shit. Brandon chose not to do that. Brandon wouldn't even acknowledge me when I was texting him and calling him, begging him to put a stop to it. Brandon did nothing. He wouldn't even acknowledge it. And so I was a little surprised to learn that a year and a half later, or whenever, a year later, I don't even know, I didn't work out exactly the number of months. I was a little surprised today to learn that for some reason, my video is being shown at CPAC promoting Walkaway. Let's see what happened. Let's see what happened. I will show you guys exactly what happened. Here is Brandon speaking at CPAC this morning.
What happened to us in Dallas marked one of the scariest and most eye-opening things I've ever experienced. First, BLM came to our rally and charged our stage. Then afterward, my team and I were chased for 5 blocks by a mob of more than 20 BLM anarchists who threw bottles at us, broke our phones, and screamed and threatened our lives.
We're being chased by a mob of people outside the police station, a mob of Black Lives Matter protesters. They've already thrown shit at us. We're trying to get away from them.
You don't get the opportunity. Go faster, Dave! Go faster! Why the fuck would y'all even come here? You guys is full? What the fuck? Fucking run! Fucking phone down. Give me that damn phone! Give me that phone!
That's Brandon Straka's best friend, the one in the pink.
You're a minority just like that.
There's me. There's me. Now, I want to point something out in this video. You see me. I'm wearing all black. I'm wearing like leggings and a black t-shirt, and you can see me. I'm walking slowly because I'm carrying my phone like this. Brandon had already run down the fucking street when this happened. I was trying to record this.
You're a minority.
There I am, right there, like carrying my phone, trying to record them.
It's time for fucking conversation.
It's time for you to get the fuck out of here.
Fucking go.
Arlen, phone, You want me violent? You want me to show you violence? I will show you violence.
Every major news outlet was there. ABC, CBS, NBC, and others. They all witnessed and filmed what happened. And that night, every news network presented BLM as the...
Here's my point. Brandon Straka has the fucking nerve to use my fucking video to promote his organization at CPAC. I didn't give Brandon permission to use that video. I haven't spoken to Brandon for years. And so I'm more than a little fucking upset that someone who has allowed his best friend to smear and defame me for years is now using my content that I didn't give him permission to use to promote his organization when Brandon was running ahead of everyone. I'm the fucking person that had a fucking BLM member jump on my back trying to grab my phone to take it from me. Brandon, and by the way, that entire fucking thing was Brandon's fault. It was Brandon's fault because Brandon wanted to create a fucking media spectacle that we even went to the police station that day. It was Brandon's fault that I was told that when we went there, we weren't even going to get out of the goddamn car. But no, then all of a sudden, everyone's jumping out of the car and I had to go too. It is Brandon Straka's goddamn fault that I got chased by the Black Lives Matter mob in the goddamn first place. And all he cared about was making a big social media fucking stink about it. And then has the gall, after he allowed his best friend to smear and defame me and dox my friends to millions of people, never called me to apologize, never stepped in to stop it, but he's totally fine using the footage that I got at CPAC to promote his organization. Fuck you, Brandon. Fuck you. Honest to God. It's not as though Brandon Straka doesn't have my phone number. Brandon Straka could have called me at any time and apologized for the massive fucking amount of bullshit that I have had to endure and that my friends and my loved ones have had to endure because of his goddamn best friend that he could have stopped at any time by picking up the phone and saying, cut the fucking shit. Brandon has never done that. Never, ever done it. So, if you guys would like to let Brandon know that what he's done in terms of using footage that I didn't give him permission to use is not cool, I've put the tweet in the chat. That's the link to this tweet. Here's what you can do to get Brandon's attention. Because if there's one thing that I know about Brandon, it's that he reads every single tweet. He reads every single reply. I don't care if you only have 2 followers on your account. If you retweet that and tag Brandon in it and say, Brandon, what the fuck? Like, this is not cool. Then he will see it. I don't give a flying fuck if it was 2 seconds. I don't give a flying fuck. It makes no difference. It was my recording that I literally got attacked by BLM to get. That I had a BLM fucking bitch jump on my back to try to grab my phone out of my hands to steal it and break it. And it was all Brandon's fault in the fucking first place. He shouldn't have used it. I'm sorry. This is a completely douchebag move on his part, and all he has had to do for years is to pick up the fucking phone and apologize to me, and he refused to do it. Because that would necessitate him admitting that he's not fucking perfect. So, if you guys want to let Brandon know what you think, the very best thing you can do is to retweet this, to put this in Brandon's replies, make sure he's tagged, make sure you use the walkaway hashtag. Go fuck yourself, Brandon. For real. I love that guy like a brother, and I thought he was my friend. And then I had to endure 19 rounds of goddamn hell because he would not step in and tell his walking piece of human garbage best friend to cut the shit. If you guys don't want to do anything with it, it's entirely up to you. But I'm sorry. I did not expect today to find out that my face and my video is being used at fucking CPAC to promote an organization that I do not support. That's all. That's all.